Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Hello out there. It's Michelle, and I'm excited to go live with you guys today because I have a really good friend. Her name is Rhianna, and she's just amazing. So hold on, because I'm going to wait for people to jump on here, and I want to make sure she's on here because she volunteered to share what she's doing. I'm going to share a little bit about Rhianna with you. So Rhianna is a wife and a mom of 3. She's a homeschooling mom. She's very involved in her ministry. She has her own business. This lady is amazing. But one of her 3 children have severe special needs. And when you meet her, she's just like lights up a room. You would not know that she, just has so much on her plate. She's amazing. Hey, Beverly, I was just watching our live last week and I was all pumped up again watching you share your story. Hey, I am waiting to see Rhianna on here because I am super excited for you guys to hear her message. And I don't know who this message is supposed to touch today, but I know there's someone out there that needs to hear her story and how she has gone from just coping, being a mom of 3 with a child with special needs, to now thriving. So I'm just waiting for Rhianna to get on here. Hey, wave at me, say hello so I can say hi to you. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Sandy. Kiss that baby for me. Hi, Migdalia. Are you in St. Croix with Tawana? I'm sure you're happy your friend is back home with you. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Trina. Hey, Trina, how are you? Okay, so I'm waiting for Rhianna. She should be on here soon. Beverly, send a message to Rhianna for me if you can. I think she should be on here soon. But like I was sharing, guys, I have an amazing friend, Rhianna, and she volunteered to share her story on here. She's a mom of 3, homeschooling mom, and one of her children has severe special needs, but yet she is just rocking as a mom. She has her own business. She's very involved in her ministry, and she's a wife. Like, she has so many things on her plate, but she's going to share what she's been doing and her story, and I just hope it will touch someone today because I know there's so many people out there that are looking for answers. And so, oh, my niece Talicia. Hey, Talicia. Okay, thank you, Beverly. So give me another minute. As soon as she gets on here, guys, I will add her in. I know we had some technical difficulties last time, but not today. We are prepared, and I'm excited for you guys to hear her story because she is phenomenal. Thank you so much, Beverly, for sending her a message. Whew, this week went by super fast, guys. I can't believe it's Thursday, but I am excited for the weekend. Let me wave at you guys. I love these options that Facebook gives us. I'm waving at you. Hey. Oh, how funny. It's asking me, do I want to tag my niece in this video? So I'm assuming this video thinks, or Facebook thinks, I'm my niece. How funny is that? Hi, Danella. How are you? Just waiting on Rhianna. I see Rhianna. Hey, Carrie. Okay, I am bringing Rhianna on camera. Like I shared, Rhianna is an amazing mom and wife. She has 3 children. She homeschools. One of her children has severe special needs, and she is still like just the amazing CEO of her business, and she also is very involved in her ministry. So I just can't wait for you to hear from her. Hey, Rhianna, I see you're here. I'm going to add you on, okay? Adding. Thank you, Donella. Hey, Carrie.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you and see you. Thank you for joining us and just wanting to share your story on here with me. So thank you so much.
Well, you're so welcome, and I have to be so honest and open. I did not think about the time change, so I am not really ready. I just saw you went live. I'm like, Time change.
I forget that we're on two different time zones.
We're
My
in two different time
apologies.
zones. So I had my head wrap on. I went and grabbed a hat. And here I am, world. So no
Making
makeup
it
or
do
no
what we
nothing,
do.
but here I am in the
You
real.
still look good. You still look good. And this is what we do as moms, right? We just have to balance so many different things. So we make it work.
Yes, we make it work. I'm like, Michelle is live. And I'm sitting here in my silk head scarf. Oh my
I'm so
gosh.
sorry.
So anyway, we're here.
So I introed you already. I was just telling everyone how you are a wife, a mom of three that homeschools, how you're very involved in your ministry, and how you have a child that has special needs. But yet you
Yes.
are like the CEO of your business, and
Yeah.
you just do so many things. It's amazing. So I just would love for them to hear how you went from just coping with the everyday life to now you're thriving in what you do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I have to say, and thank you, Michelle, for inviting me on to speak with your friends and family today. But absolutely. I mean, I will start with just the fact that life never really turns out the way that you had planned a lot of the times.
mhm,
And that was definitely the case for myself. I I always felt like I had a really strong skill set for administrative or for like business management. And I watched my mom climb the corporate ladder and made six figures for herself doing that. And looking at her skill set, her and I are very similar. So I just assumed that that would be pretty much the same path that I would take. And after having our first child and realizing that pretty early on that she had some abnormalities when it came to her development, it became pretty real that I was not going to be able to work outside of the home to make a full-time income, to earn a full-time income. And I had some choices to make at that point. I could choose to just lay down and be angry and bitter over the fact that my life doesn't look like everybody else's, or that what I thought I was going to do, it doesn't look like that's in the cards for me. Or I could make some choices to live my best life regardless of what circumstances and what curveballs were thrown our way.
mhm.
So that is kind of in a nutshell what we have done and why we're living such amazing lives now. We're doing what we really believe that we were created to do. But I want to talk just a little bit about the road to that, the journey to that. And in college, I had become a sugar addict. I left my mom's home, who never let us have sugary cereals or never really let us eat junk food. I went into college completely wanting all the sugars. I wanted all the sugars I could possibly get.
That's the
And
best place to get them too. College.
yes, because you know what, nobody was telling us what we could or could not have. And so I became a sugar addict. I became best friends with a girl, you might know, her name is Little Debbie. And all the oatmeal cream pies I could get my hands on, even into like when we started having children, I would get the gigantic sleeves from Costco, of Oreos, and I would make sure I had a stash in my nightstand next to my bed all the time. So needless to say, by my mid 30s, I had a real sugar problem. And it was starting to take its toll on me, not necessarily in the way of gaining a whole lot of weight and going wide, just because I've always been that type where weight was never an issue for me. But internally, I was starting to have some real issues. I was experiencing a lot of fatigue. I just never really felt good. I always felt tired. I was starting to feel like these weird heart palpitation things, and I still to this day don't know what that meant. But one day I woke up, and I had this horrifying thought of what happens to my daughter who needs everything done for her. Literally everything done for her, 24-hour care. What happens to her if something happens to me because I haven't been taking care of myself? And I had to get real with myself, and I had to really think about, why am I not being a good steward to this body that God has given me? So at that point, I became desperate for a lifestyle change, and I made a decision that I was going to start paying more attention to what was going into my body, because I really wanted to live as long as I could to take care of this gift and this angel that God had given us and our daughter. We have 2 other kids. Like you said, we homeschool those boys, and we're so glad that we have the opportunity to do that. But I knew that being the mom of a severe special needs child was going to ask of me to be the kind of mom that was going to care enough about herself that she could be the best version of herself for her children and for her family and for whatever else it is that God would have us do on this earth. And so nearly a year or so after that, I ran into someone who introduced me to a way that I could get a whole bunch more fruits and veggies in my body, not just in my own body, but in the bodies of my family as well. And I knew, being the Oreo hoarder that I was not providing real good nutrition for my family. So it was a no-brainer to just go ahead and figure out what I needed to do to get my hands on that nutrition. And immediately we started seeing things like the colds and the flus were not showing their faces in our home as much. That wall that I was hitting at 1:30 every day, needing an energy drink to get through, or a nap or something. You know, I had 3 kids in 3 years, so all my kids are like boom, boom, boom. And it's like I never had time for myself. So it was like, why the fact that we ended up homeschooling on top of that was literally because we knew that's what our kids needed. But it was a crazy, 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 crazy thing. But for me to be able to get through the whole day without needing an energy drink or a nap and just go like a locomotive all the time said a lot about this new nutrition that was going into my blood. And my husband, who used to struggle with the shingles virus, he's been able to fight it off for 4 years now. He's been able to fight off the shingles virus from flaring up in his body, which says a lot about his immune system improving. But I have to say, like, there's been lots of little things here and there between myself, my 2 sons, and my husband. But the biggest changes, most dramatic changes that we have seen has been what has happened in our daughter's body. She had an irregular heart rhythm, and this is normal for children with Rett Syndrome, which is the diagnosis that she was diagnosed with when she was 3 years old. She had problems with seizures. She also would have chronic fatigue and chronic vomiting. I mean, we lived in vomit. It was just really, really, because her gut was just so unhealthy, and she couldn't, the acid reflux was so bad, and then chronic constipation. And so we're dealing with all these different things that were really keeping her from feeling really well, having a good quality of life. And when we were finally able to start including this nutrition in her everyday diet, we actually were able to put it through her G tube, Michelle. Literally just get it in through her G tube. And it just blessed my heart so much, because I knew that if it was doing all of this stuff for myself, my sons, and my husband, I really, really, really was hopeful that it would do some things for her as well. And within 3 years now, after 3 years of her being able to consume that nutrition on a daily basis, she is now off of all of her heart medicine for her heart arrhythmia. They can't find the arrhythmia anymore. They have not been able to find any sign of seizures by doing a prolonged EEG. She's been completely seizure-free. And the chronic fatigue, like, her teachers cannot believe that she stays awake the whole day at school anymore. She used to sleep the whole day away. So that is gone. She has energy, and she also is not dealing with the chronic constipation or the chronic vomiting anymore. She's on 1 medication only, and she's gone from 40 mils to 3 mils a day, and that is for the anti-reflux stuff that she was dealing with. And so she literally, yes, a major game changer, Danielle, a major game changer, big time. And we know that this game changer, with her lifestyle, with her quality of health, with this nutrition, has made the difference between us being a family of 5 or a family of 4. Her health was that bad. So we're so grateful. We know that the power of nutrition, the power of food, there's nothing that good, healthy, vine ripened food can do for the body. And moving into what we foresee, as a result of the fact that we're not dealing with being in and out of the hospital all the time with her. I mean, we went from 4 to 6 times in the ER and being admitted into the ER, into the hospital, to like we haven't been in the hospital in over a year.
Wow.
So now we have the ability to make plans. We have the ability to make plans for our family, and because of the financial, stability that we have as a family, because of my business and because of my husband's also being an entrepreneur, we are able to make choices, and we are able to have the stability and the time flexibility, and freedom that we need to live the life that God designed for us to live. So I'm not sure what else you wanted me to share, but that is what things are looking like for us. And I'm smiling huge because I think about where we were, and I think about where we are now and where we're going, and I just can't help but smile. I'm just so excited about what all God is doing and what he's done, and always just so excited to share a little bit about our journey.
Wow. First of all, I did not know your full story. I did not know you were a sugar addict. I probably assumed you were a perfect eater forever, right? But it's so good to assume. And then also what touched my heart is what a mom won't do to help their children, right? So, oh my goodness, like that really touched me. So many people are on here commenting. Does anyone have any questions? Rhianna is amazing. I love how she's like totally transformed her family's health. I'm sure like not only has your daughter's quality of life gotten better, but your quality of life, like the relief from
Yeah.
stress, I'm sure
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like you can't even put a price on that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, our lifestyle is completely different now for the better. But the peace of mind that we have as a family, so we're not worried about her health, so we can make plans for the future, but we also aren't worried about our health. Like our plans are to be around as long as we possibly can to be able to continue to care for her.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of self-care in that, but for me to be able to commit to caring for myself, means that I also have to have a certain amount of value, for our lives and for myself and what God is doing through our lives. And so it's like it's just this continuous amount of hope, like this never-ending amount of hope and positivity for what's to come.
Absolutely. And you know what, guys? If you do have any questions or if you want to know what it is that Rhianna is doing with her family, send us a message. Send me a message, send Rhianna a message. We can get that information to you. Like this story has really just like touched me deeply. I've heard her story before, but not at this level. So
Mhm.
almost to tears just hearing that transformation. I didn't even know. And I'm just so happy for you guys to see what has happened in your family. And I know this story is going to touch so many people because it's amazing.
Well, I hope so. And thank you again for allowing me to share. I'm sorry I'm not as visually, aesthetically pleasing as you are. You're so
No,
gorgeous.
no, you look good. And trust me, if I had just found out 2 seconds before this live, I would not have liked what I like. I'm so sorry. She's on a different time zone, guys. And I just assumed she was on my time zone and didn't heard that I would be going live at my time and not her time. So for her to be on here at all is just awesome. So thank you so much, Rhianna.
My
Love you.
pleasure.
Thank you
Love
guys
you
for
too.
joining. I see so many amazing people joining this story. So if you didn't get to watch the whole thing, watch from the beginning. Her story's amazing. She's an amazing lady. I'm just so glad and I feel blessed that you were able to share with all of us. So thank
Oh,
you.
thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.